When you imagine public transportation, a few things usually come to mind, like set routes and timetables. This arrangement makes sure that you always know when a vehicle is coming. However, in areas with less demand for transportation, this either means poor frequencies or a huge cost to the operator. In recent years, a new solution has been gaining popularity: demand-responsive transit. In this video, we'll explore the concept of demand-responsive transit, its benefits and drawbacks, and how it can fit in the transit systems of cities around the world. Before the video starts, please consider subscribing, it would be much appreciated. Thanks, and on to the video. From now on, I'll refer to demand-responsive transit as DRT, to save time. DRT allows public transportation systems to plug metaphorical gaps in coverage with lower capacity, smaller, less expensive to operate transit vehicles. These systems are usually used in less populated, less dense areas, where running regular, scheduled public transport service would be economically unviable. One very common use of DRT is to serve the area around a train station, allowing the population of the surrounding region to quickly travel around the region, as well as to the train station, where the passengers can transfer to train service. By not having set routes, DRT combines the aspect of a hub-and-spoke and a point-to-point transportation model. Traditional public transportation systems usually employ a hub-and-spoke model, where the majority of lines radiate out from a central area. However, planning a system like this risks underserving suburb-to-suburb routes as well as less dense areas. Planning a point-to-point traditional transit system would be stupidly expensive, so in most cases, public transportation systems mostly use a hub-and-spoke model, with some tangential lines avoiding the center. As previously stated, DRT systems combine elements of both models. They are usually based around a bigger transit hub, like a train station. Lots of trips will come from the surrounding areas to the transit hub and back, but the nature of DRT systems allows point-to-point travel as well, without breaking the bank of the public transport provider. However, DRT cannot replace traditional public transport systems, because of its limited scalability. DRT vehicles are almost always small, with a usual capacity in the single digits. Some vehicles can carry low tens of passengers at most. If we have a route with very high demand, let's say, the route served by the Prague Sea Metro line, which sees over 500,000 passengers per day, serving this route simply requires higher capacity vehicles. Servicing this route by 8-passenger microbuses would be impractical at best. Coincidentally, that's what the Boring Company loop is right now: 5-person battery electric cars, each with their own driver on fixed routes, at least as of now. Absolute peak of efficiency right there. It's not like we've had fully automated, electric, multiple 100-person vehicles for a while now, right? But for less dense, more rural areas, DRT can be a great solution to provide public transport service to the local population without spending tons of money to run empty or infrequent buses. One such system has recently entered testing in the town of Český Brod, about a 36-minute train ride from Prague. Naturally, I went to check it out. Unfortunately, the DRT in Český Brod isn't a true DRT system. Czech law around public transportation doesn't allow fully dynamic transportation systems without set routes and timetables, at least as of March 2025. Right now, it's basically a proof of concept, showing us what could be done, how regular, scheduled public transportation service could be supplemented with dynamic, smaller, on-demand vehicles. Also, excuse the poor video quality of my footage. In the testing phase, the DRT system only runs from 8 PM to 1 AM on weekdays, and I don't have special equipment for filming during the night yet, so I apologize. The metaphorical hub of Český Brod's DRT system is in front of its train station, where most passengers get on to get into the surrounding region. The system's website even says so, stating that this DRT pilot project will center around connecting passengers from trains arriving to Český Brod to smaller, on-demand minibuses, with which they'll be able to get to their destinations. In the future, the system would transition to a fully dynamic model without a central hub, but as of now, Czech law doesn't allow that, so most routes go through a central point, the Český Brod train station. Booking a ride on the DRT was pretty simple. You can either do so through the DRT website, hallopit.cz, or through the Pytlička public transport app. I did so through the app as I already had it installed. In the app, you first search for your desired route. Then, a list of possible connections appears. You select the one that you'd like to go on and tap the Let's Go button. Doing that redirects you to the DRT's website, where you confirm your route and input your desired departure time. The system finds a possible connection for you and asks for a few additional pieces of info, like for how many people are you booking the trip and if anyone needs special assistance. After that, the system recaps your trip, and if you confirm, your trip has been officially booked. If you don't own a public transport pass for the region, you also have to buy a ticket, but you can conveniently do so through the app. Arriving in Český Brod, I noticed the bus stops scattered in front of the train station. I looked around and found this one, signifying that the DRT minibuses go from here. There, I waited for my minibus until it arrived. I got in, scanned my ticket, and off we went. Riding the bus was quite pleasant. It was nearly empty, so no having to cram into a packed rush hour bus. After a few minutes, I arrived at my destination, said thank you to the driver, and that was that. Overall, I like the concept of Český Brod's DRT. I hope that Czech law will be amended to allow a fully dynamic, on-demand public transportation system. Because right now, the DRT is more like a scheduled minibus service than a truly dynamic, demand-based transit system. I think that DRT systems have a place in the public transport systems of different regions. They're definitely a very specific mode of transit, but in my opinion, they're a viable method of transit, if used right. They're absolutely not catch-all solutions for every public transportation problem, no matter what anyone, especially no tech bro billionaire says, but in the right circumstance, they can absolutely shine. Let's hope that the future will bring more truly innovative solutions to our everyday question of, how will I get there? Hey, thanks for sticking to the end, that was very cool of you. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so on my Ko-Fi page. I'd also like to take this time to thank Monday's Last Brain Cell for supporting the channel with the top membership tier. I can't express how grateful I am for the support. Enjoy the bloopers, this has been Tramley and I'll see you next time. Bye! Allowing the population of the surrounding region to quickly travel around the region, as well as the arriving in Brother. Bro. I hope that Czech law will be amended. I think that DRT systems have a... Am I actually being for real right now? Like, what the f... Let's hope that...